Hey, what's up guys? Justin with Tier 1 Tactical. Today we get to test out the T1-X. Now, the other day I made a first impressions video and I really didn't get to hit on any of the specs, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out the way and we'll get into the testing. The overall length is 8.75 inches. The blade length is 4 inches. The thickness, it is 1/4 inch thick, and at its widest point from here to here is 1.75 inches. The weight on this bad boy is 10.975, but I will admit it does feel a lot less, like maybe 7.5, 8, because of the balancing. It is perfectly balanced and feels amazing in the hands, so it really just kind of sits there. You know, it doesn't feel like you're going to lose control over this blade at all. But the handle from here to here is 4 inches, and the striker pommel right here is a little over a 1/2 inch. But all in all, I gotta say, I'm completely impressed. Eddie, again, thanks. You completely nailed it. I can't thank you enough. But enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and get into the test. Alright, let's get it started. I actually lost about an hour's worth of footage I had earlier on this thing. So this is me doing all this for the second time. And I gotta say, this thing is still shaving sharp. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but still popping hairs. And I batoned probably about 2 or 3 hours worth of firewood with this thing, and still sharp as a razor. He definitely knows how to do his heat treats. But anyway, let's get started. Tell you what, I need a little something to feather stick with, so make something here. Too easy. Alright. Nice fresh piece. If I can keep myself from going too far. Using the tip there for a second. Swap a little closer. With better control. This isn't really the ideal piece, but you get the picture. Nice curls. Not too bad. Alright. Let's baton something with a knot. And I'll try and go right through the middle of that thing. Right through it, like it was nothing. Get my baton here. Yep. Definitely baton's really good. Let's step it up. Try something a little thicker. Right through it. The thickness of this blade just, I mean, it wedges perfectly through those pieces of wood. I gotta say, the saber kind of grind, I guess you could say, on it. You know, it's a mixture between two different grinds, but the saber grind part really creates the perfect wedge. Do a couple more real quick here. Too easy. Alright, do a little chopping. Not bad. And I'm holding it way back here, so you can actually get a really good two-finger grip on this thing. You did a great job on the handle. Not bad. Alright, for the next test, I'm going to make a little tent stake out this guy. If I can find a good place to stand. Pieces of wood everywhere. Oh wow. Alright. Man, this thing is still stupid sharp. So, can still do a little bit of chopping. Go ahead and make this functional. Try and use all parts of the blade. That bark, which is almost petrified on there, it takes it right off. Alright, that's good enough for that. Oh yeah. Not the prettiest tent stake, but get the right idea. That's all we're trying to do here. Man, this thing is a beast. But anyway, does that quite easily. If you need it deeper or more of a stop on it, of course you can just do it a little more, but all in all, pretty well. Alright, as you can see, there's a much bigger pile of wood down here than what you've probably just seen me chop. That's because I filmed over 2 hours worth of me beating the hell out of this blade earlier and somehow lost it all trying to stabilize the video. So now for the next test, I'm going to beat on this piece of plywood a little bit Anybody who's ever used a knife on plywood knows it's not very good on the edge. So we're going to do our worst, and then we're going to move right into doing some feather sticking again. See how that edge held up. Alright, a little too small to do anything else with, so you go ahead and make a little piece I can feather stick with and see how sharp it is. Alright. Went right in the fire pit. Try using the tip a little bit here. Get some push cuts in there. And I'm not trying to do this with any finesse at all. I'm just being as hasteful as possible, I guess you could say. Well, regardless, it'll still make curls after all that. And yeah, it's still popping a few hairs. Not as many as it was, but with a ceramic rod, you could clean that right up. Be right back in business. All in all, I gotta say, he absolutely hit it out the park on this blade. I'm blown away by the heat treat. I mean, there's no rolled edges, anything. It's still incredibly sharp. I mean, definitely do some detail work and keep doing it for a good while. I don't see this thing getting usable anytime soon. But it's definitely good to know its limits. Alright, we're losing light pretty quick, so I'm going to go ahead and do these last 3 tests. Now, as you may or may not have noticed, there's a notch on the back of the spine here. There's a 90-degree edge in the back of that right there. Not only is it for picking up hot pots off of a fire, which this is obviously not a hot pot, but it'll simulate the weight. This is pretty much full can of polyurethane. You can handle it pretty easily. It's not going to slide off, not going to drop it on your foot, burn yourself. That's one of the uses for it. The second can be used on a large Holtzman's ferro rod. Look at those sparks. I mean, unreal. Smokey the Bear would be pissed if he seen that. Alright. Now, let me set this down. For the third and final test. After all that, let's see how well this edge held up. Look at that, guys. After everything you just seen this blade do, even the tip. Of course, you need a little more finesse to get that one, but you get the point. Still pretty sharp after all that, and this is just a 1095. I can go sharpen that fairly easily with a ferro rod, or excuse me, a ceramic rod. Yeah, I still got ferro rod on the brain, but I mean, it would clean right up. 1095's an excellent steel to have in the field, and that's, you know, mainly because it's so easy to sharpen. You're not going to be left with a tool that you can't put an edge on. You know, what's the purpose, you know, if you can't keep an edge on it? So hats off to him. He absolutely nailed it. I couldn't be happier. If you want one of these blades, definitely reach out to Eddie, ustacticaledge.com. I can't recommend them anymore. And not to mention, coming up soon, I'm going to be testing out the Trail Boss. It's another blade of his that I just recently got. I absolutely love this thing. It is a freaking razor blade. But till then, you guys stay safe out there. See you on the next one.